Chikungunya fever is hitting our neighborhood. We have one confirmed case. Everyone should be more careful about mosquitoes. Having this disease can cause joint pain all over the body, which is quite scary. On July 29th, Foshan deployed a large number of armed police to combat mosquitoes. One netizen commented, "Even the military has been deployed. This feels a bit serious." As of the evening of July 25th, the Chikungunya fever outbreak in Foshan City, Guangdong Province, China continued to intensify, with a total of 4,017 confirmed cases. Experts point out that this virus spreads extremely rapidly, there is no specific treatment or vaccine, and almost everyone is susceptible. As the virus spreads, Foshan resumed nucleic acid testing, with many residents lining up for blood draws. The local government also launched a large-scale mosquito control campaign. Some communities have adopted extremely heavy-handed measures, including neighborhood committees forcibly entering homes without residents' consent, changing door locks without authorization, and even shutting off electricity to residents who refuse to cooperate with inspections. Many netizens are shocked, saying, "It feels like we're back to the 3 years of the COVID-19 pandemic." Today, let's discuss the relevant news. Has the number of chikungunya cases in Foshan exceeded 4,000? COVID-19 primarily attacks the lungs, while chikungunya primarily attacks the joints. For those in poor health or with complications, it's even harder to say. It's over, guys. The chikungunya virus has spread to Beijing. Those of you with elderly, children, pregnant women, or mothers at home, please don't wander around. There's no cure for this virus. If you get infected, your joints will ache so much you'll question your life. One blogger said that when he first contracted chikungunya a few days ago, he experienced severe back pain, chest tightness, abdominal distension, and a total lack of energy. He said the virus has nothing to do with a person's constitution, because he exercises regularly, and despite being in good shape, he still contracted it. This virus is no joke, so everyone must take precautions when going out. I'm still running a fever at least 2 or 3 times a day, and each lasts at least 2 or 3 hours. When I have a fever, my head hurts terribly. It's different from a normal fever. A normal fever is usually cured with a few days of sleep and rest. I've been infected with this virus for 9 days, and I've been hospitalized for 3 days and haven't gotten any better. The blogger stated that there's no effective medication and hospitalization is useless. Doctors only give injections to boost the patient's immunity or provide fever-reducing medicines. But they're useless and the fever returns. The injections only last a few hours and then the fever returns. After a fever, his head feels incredibly uncomfortable, like it's about to explode. Most people can't handle it. This is serious. Chikungunya fever primarily attacks the joints, and severe cases can lead to paralysis and death. In 20% of cases, it develops into chronic arthritis, with pain that can persist for years and even cause loss of mobility. I have some arthritis, and people without it can't understand the pain of joint pain. Sometimes in the summer, it's so hot I have to. Whenever I turn on the air conditioner, I always put a plaster on my knees or wear knee pads. It's 7 a.m. and my temperature is 39.3 degrees Celsius. I've had a fever since 10 p.m. last night, and it hasn't gone down yet. I'm feeling really bad, worse than last night. I fell asleep for a while at 4 a.m. this morning and slept from 4 to 5 a.m. After 5, I felt groggy again. I've been in a trance probably less than 2 hours of sleep. My joints are a little sore and tender right now. I'm almost okay now. Initially, on the night of the 18th, I had a little red rash on my skin, which I thought was a little off because it's not like that normally. Day 2, I noticed more and more red rashes on my hands, and I thought something was wrong. So I went to the hospital immediately for a checkup. Since I usually check the news, I suspected it might be chikungunya fever when I first noticed the rash, so I went to the hospital immediately. After a blood test, the result was positive, so I was admitted to the hospital for observation. I had some minor symptoms during my hospitalization, including some joint pain, especially in my fingers. The female patient reminded the audience to stay in cool, shady areas during the summer and avoid wet riverbanks or places with stinking drains. Just get out of there quickly as mosquitoes spread the disease.
千万不要来佛山顺德。
Don't come to the Shunda area of Foshan City. The number of cases of chikungunya has recently reached over 3,000. Every day, residents committee staff visit our homes and offices to spread awareness and help with water management and garbage disposal. Shunda is particularly densely populated, so the risk is very high. And for those of you living in rural areas, please be sure to take precautions against mosquitoes and repel mosquitoes. This is a very serious situation. If you feel unwell, please seek medical attention immediately. I hope everyone is safe. Guangzhou locals advise everyone to avoid traveling to Foshan, Shunda, and Nanhai districts recently. Over 3,000 cases of chikungunya have been reported so far. Local communities are organizing mosquito repellent operations, and many places in Guangdong now require temperature checks before seeing the doctors. Chikungunya is transmitted by the black and white pattern Aedes mosquito. It's very aggressive, attacking adults, children, and the elderly. Symptoms include persistent high fever, and the most painful after effects can last for a long time, including muscle and joint pain. The blogger reminds everyone to keep balcony flower pots and trays, kitchens and bathrooms dry and free of stagnant water. Wear light-colored trousers when going out and avoid dark clothing. Especially avoid yellow clothing as it attracts insects in the summer. To protect yourself, always apply mosquito repellent to exposed skin when going out. Chikungunya fever is different from the novel coronavirus. It hasn't yet found evidence of human-to-human transmission, but this virus is transmitted from person to person through mosquito bites. Experts say that while the virus doesn't spread directly from person to person, it can spread from an infected person to others through mosquito bites, creating a community transmission chain. Most patients have mild symptoms and typically recover within 1 to 2 weeks. However, infants, the elderly, and those with chronic illnesses may develop serious complications, even life-threatening conditions.
最近的数据显示，
Chikungunya fever has been detected in 119 countries worldwide. 5.5 million people are at risk of infection. There is currently no vaccine or effective treatment. Although it originated in the south, cases have also been reported in the north. Dermatologist Guobing Chen explained that the name chikungunya comes from an African dialect meaning hunched over. If you have this disease, you may experience joint pain so severe that you can't straighten your back. Be aware of the sign of illness. The incubation period is 1 to 12 days. A fever suddenly develops exceeding 39 degrees Celsius for 1 to 7 days and may be accompanied by chills, headaches, and body aches. A rash appears 2 to 5 days later, covering the trunk, hands, and feet. After the rash subsides, it may peel. Joints like the wrists and ankles can be extremely painful, and pressing can be excruciating. Some people experience pain for months, even developing deformities. Dr. Guo states that the following groups are most at risk: infants, people over 65, and those with diabetes or coronary heart disease who may develop severe, even life-threatening illness. Killing mosquitoes is key. Avoid areas like grass and bushes for extended periods. Who are mosquitoes most likely to target? People who sweat a lot, drink alcohol, don't shower, and wear dark clothing are particularly attractive. Attention! Dongguang is conducting a citywide mosquito control campaign from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. today. Why? Mosquitoes are at their most aggressive right now, spreading diseases like dengue fever and chikungunya. We need to act quickly. A citywide disinfection campaign is underway, covering construction sites, markets, schools, and nursing homes. Everyone at home should also be on the lookout. Light up your mosquito coils, empty out stagnant water, and thoroughly clean any corners. Let's do this mosquito-free sweep to eliminate all mosquitoes. How can people prevent chikungunya? Epidemic prevention personnel explain that adult mosquitoes typically inhabit green belts or piles of debris. So first, eliminate the adults, then focus on eliminating the larvae.
那幼虫怎么灭呢？
So how do we kill the larvae? Let's go to the scene and take a look. There are a lot of bottles and cans in the junk pile, including lunchboxes. Have you thrown them away? There's a lot of standing water here. Have you thrown it away? Have you applied pesticide to the standing water in the sewer? One thing that's easy to overlook is, for example, after we cut off the bamboo tube, there's still some standing water inside. We can't throw out this kind of standing water, so we can only spray it with mosquito repellent granules. In response to the continued spread of chikungunya fever, the Foshan municipal government issued a notice on its official website on the evening of July 29th, announcing the activation of a Level 3 public health emergency response mechanism. The response system is divided into 4 levels: Level 1, extremely serious; Level 2, serious; Level 3, major; and Level 4, moderate. Level 3 indicates that the epidemic has reached a high alert level. With the escalation of epidemic prevention and control measures, Shunde District has restarted nucleic acid screening. This move sparked surprise and concern among residents on social media. Long lines again. Are we going to be quarantined again? Will the city be locked down? Will we have to wear masks every day again? According to Red Star News, several residents of Lusong Town, Shunde District confirmed that they had received notice to undergo 3 days of nucleic acid testing for Chikungunya virus from July 29th to 31st. On July 30th, a Foshan netizen named Zhang posted a video claiming that he had contracted Chikungunya virus and was being isolated and treated in a hospital. Although his symptoms had subsided, he was still not allowed to be discharged. The video shows that the bed area is full, and each bed is equipped with a mosquito net, both for mosquito protection and to provide enhanced isolation. In the lobby, patients are sitting or lying down, some watching TV, others resting. The overall atmosphere, while tense, remains orderly. Medical staff and police are on duty on site to ensure the smooth conduct of medical procedures and safety management. Another patient posted a video claiming they were forcibly detained and not allowed to leave after undergoing a blood test at Longjiang Hospital in Shunde. One patient said, "After a fever test, we are not allowed to leave until the results come back 7 hours later." I'd like to ask who decided this policy. Over 100 people are trapped in one space, and people who already have a fever may be carriers of the virus. Who can guarantee there are no mosquitoes in this space? If there were a pathogen, a mosquito, what would the consequences be? Who is responsible for this decision? One commenter asked, "Wasn't there a similar crowding during nucleic acid testing back then?" Recently, Foshan has launched a large-scale mosquito eradication campaign, deploying mosquito control teams to conduct blanket disinfection operations and even deploying large numbers of armed police. In Beijiao Town, Shunde, 376 disinfection personnel are mobilized to conduct saturation-based disinfection in key areas. Nanhai District has even conducted mosquito prevention campaigns in 290 communities, including clearing stagnant water by turning over pots and cans. Some netizens believe this is just a kind of formalism. Some community committees forcibly entered residents' homes without their consent, changed door locks, and even cut off power to residents who refused to cooperate, placing them on a blacklist. On July 28th, a resident in Foshan posted on Xiaohongshu that a Xi'an neighborhood committee conducting a Chikungunya epidemic prevention inspection had broken into his home while no one was at home. The incident quickly garnered attention and discussion online. The post explained, "I have an unoccupied apartment. Today, the property management said they were checking for stagnant water and mosquito control. Since no one was home, they simply broke the old lock cylinder and replaced it with a new one. They told me to go to the neighborhood committee to get the key, but the new lock cylinder is still difficult to use. I'm wondering if this is allowed, or how urgent is the situation that needs to break into the house forcefully? Is this just lazy government policy to get the job done?" The netizen later posted, "The neighborhood committee said they needed paperwork and were applying for it now, meaning they didn't have any documentation to support their entry to my home." The netizen also stated that several other households in their community had their lock cylinders forcibly replaced. On July 25th, the Guangdong district of Foshan City cut the power to some rental properties that refused to cooperate with home inspections. The affected residents included 2 residences in the East 2nd community located at number 9 Lane and number 6 Lane, Zone B of the central village. For failing to cooperate with epidemic prevention measures, the relevant individuals are blacklisted on the red and black list of Human Settlement Environment Improvement. This move sparks public concern, with many netizens questioning whether the measures are overly harsh, commenting, It's back. The 3 years of the epidemic are back again. Authorities restart viral nucleic acid screening and organize blood tests for residents, sending Foshan back to the COVID-19 epidemic overnight, sparking widespread concern and anxiety. Video shows Foshan residents lining up for blood tests while epidemic prevention personnel armed with sprayers spray smoke to disinfect the area. To respond to the epidemic, the local government has designated 53 hospitals as designated treatment facilities and increased the number of mosquito-proof isolation beds to over 7,000. Netizen Guangdong Miss Lee posted a video on July 27th saying, "I had a fever of 39 degrees Celsius today. To prevent chikungunya, I had 3 tubes of blood drawn and the results took 3 hours to come back." Netizens expressed, "I feel like I'm getting COVID-19 again. Why do you need blood tests to protect yourself from mosquitoes?" One netizen confirmed that the blood tests were an official requirement. "It's true, the situation in Foshan is serious right now. Someone at my workplace has been infected. Over 30 police officers are following him every day. My son had his blood drawn a few days ago. Now, if he has a cold at the hospital, he has to have his blood drawn." One netizen commented, "What people fear and disgust are no longer about mosquitoes, but about the Chinese Communist Party government, which wields electric mosquito swatters and treats its people as targets of surveillance." That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with a friend. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.